And now, for your listening pleasure, straight out of Milwaukee, the least talked about podcast in Wisconsin, Hip or Critical, with your guides, Alexa MKE and Shock the MoKE MOKE, where we praise and vent on all things that in the end just don't matter. All right, like the show. What only matters to you and nobody else today, Alexa?
Well, actually, I got my new computer, which means that, as you may have noticed, we don't have music. We also do not have graphics.
It's just out of the crate, folks. It's young. It's barely able to stand up yet. You know, it's still trying to shake off the embryonic fluid. You know, so
Yes.
so it will only grow from here, folks.
And it was okay. Just so everybody knows, it almost took 45 minutes for us to be able to get the audio with the video. So we're working out a few things, but we're going to do a show. We did one on Tuesday, and it was on my old computer, and it was basically not even published.
Not even less presentable to you than the regular shows we give you.
Right. Yeah. So our sound levels are probably going to be wonky. Things are not going to sound so good. My video looks pretty good. We'll see what the recording looks like. Dave's video is a little more complicated.
Quit making excuses. Let's get on with the show.
All right, we're going to get on with the show.
So on with the show.
On with the show. Food and movies and FSMI. So, Bucks and Six.
Yay! I got the. I actually. Because you first of all, there's my paper. First of all, you can't get the paper anymore, right? I mean, there are no papers. And when you do want a paper, when it's got something like this, everybody and their brother goes out and takes 10 of them, you know, when they're, you know, at Pick and Save or Walgreens, or, you know, they don't even bring them to the gas stations anymore.
And in the old days, they used to stuff them in the walls for insulation.
Right. Yeah. Right. Shredded. Yeah. And so there I am, you know. Finally, I had to go online to the people who produced the paper for the Journal Sentinel. I had to order a special copy, get it mailed to me. It cost me, that's a $9 paper right there for my time capsule. $9
there
paper.
You go. But that's right, you're doing your time capsule. When are you guys doing that?
End of August.
Okay,
end of this month. Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
It's already this month. Holy crap, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, back to Bucks and Sixes, baby. You bet. Portis did resign with us, which is great. So good part of the team is going to be there.
Yeah, sure. People love him, so that's really cool.
Right. He was a fan favorite. So glad that he could come back. The Giannis I Love Jim Paschke t-shirt he had on, you know, with the Jim Paschke's little face.
Wasn't that amazing? And he had that made before the whole
thing. He took off his championship shirt to wear that to the interviews and everything and wear it around. He had on that longer than he had on the championship shirt.
And just to show you, that shows his character.
Right. He also went to Chick-fil-A and got nuggets with his 2 trophies. And
50 nuggets.
50 points.
50 nuggets.
Yes. A Suns fan did visit the game and they lost, of course, but he was so taken with the whole Deer District and how friendly everybody was and how the city opened up their arms to, you know, the fan from a different, you know, the rivalry,
right?
That they actually wrote a check to Feeding America of Milwaukee and sent them $1,000, stroked a check just because to show their appreciation.
That's because Milwaukee's awesome, and so is that fan.
So was Wisconsin, awesome. Though. So was Wisconsin. Yeah. And again, I bring a story up that I had in Green Bay. There were some Jaguar fans, and they go to a away game every year. Actually, they live in a state that doesn't have a team, so they adopted a Jaguar. So they go to an away game, every game, really, for them. But they came and see Lambeau Field. And we're chatting with them, and we just, you know, I just say, hey, you know, just want to make sure everybody's, you know, taking good care of you and nobody's bothering you, right? And he goes, like, yeah, if people would just quit doing that, and then like, what do you mean? Is quit asking us if we're okay. Everybody just keeps making sure we're being all right. Nobody's bothering us. You know, I says, geez, you guys, no, everybody's been great. So I laughed at that. Yeah, Wisconsin.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you went to go see the Van Gogh exhibit.
Van Gogh exhibit, yes, the immersion. You know, in the Wisconsin Center, all on the walls and everything like that. And I did pick up a little souvenir.
Ah, cool.
Chrissy got that for me. There was one sitting there with a crushed box, and I'm like, oh, and then there was another one.
No, you need the box.
Well, right. And there was another one next to it, and that box was a little crushed, and I was like, and then I turned around. Chrissy had one of these in a bag for me already. She found one that didn't have a crushed box.
Good,
so my mom's all jealous I went to this thing, and it was great. Again, like I said, I think it's 45 minutes an hour, the whole cycle of the, you can sit there as long as you want, really.
Okay.
But I went through all some of his art, made it come to life with some animation and things like that, and it's on every wall, and it was really cool just to sit there and again immerse yourself in it. I wish I would have spent a little more time on the blue room. That's that one right there. It's like his blue room.
Oh, that's your favorite.
Yeah, that is that. Well, everybody loves Starry Night, of course, but
Starry,
but I also
like
Night. I really like one of his he did a lot of self-portraits, portraits and everything. That's how you made money back then. His one. So
has he got both ears on that?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I also wanted to show you. Look at that. It comes with a detachable ear.
There you go.
Yeah, detachable ear. So I'm showing my mom this because she's, was really jealous. I went and saw it, and I look over there, and she's got the box open, and she's looking at it. I'm like,
no, not the box open.
Mom, have you never seen, Big Bang Theory? Have you never watched that show? You do not know what
you never open the box.
Well, you can't even tell, And I said, yeah, but there's a fingerprint in there. I know there's a fingerprint in there.
And now it's not worth anything.
Nothing. Should just throw it away.
Just throw it away. We're a bunch of nerds.
So now that it's been busted out, now I can play with it now too, though.
There is that. Yeah. So I know you're watching Loki. Did you see the ending?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm caught up now. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I had a little beef with the ending. How come all the Lokis were all different? There's like a crocodile Loki and an old Loki,
which I love.
And young Loki. But then when it came to the Mobius, when it comes to the Mobius character, it was all the same people. Anybody who had a variant, it was all exactly the same. But all the Lokis were different. What the hell's up with that?
Well, I don't. Okay. All right. So you mean there wasn't like 20 Mobiuses there running around too?
But the Mobiuses that were variants looked exactly like Owen Wilson. They weren't like Crocodile.
But there were also a lot of Lokis that looked like Loki, the one that won the Tour de France that they showed real quick with the yellow shirt. Okay, so they had Lokis that looked like Loki. All right, but if you're talking about why they weren't all these Mobiuses running around when they were stunned and sent to the Netherland or whatever that was called, the dimension or edge of their world or whatever they called it, that smog monster from Lost got them.
Oh, okay.
That's what happened. What
I accept that.
Loki's thing. What's Loki's thing? Survival. I do whatever it takes to survive. They're cunning. They're cunning, and so there you go. They did what it took to survive, and all the Mobiuses and everybody else that were called, just got chomped on by the smog monster.
Okay. All right. We'll accept that. Till next season.
I'm found out to be wrong.
Right. So I've been watching Making the Cut. Season 2 came out. So last year I was not happy with it because it's Tim Gunn and Heidi Klum from Project Runway. Now this is their new show, and it's on Amazon. It's about fast fashion. Basically, the winner gets $1 million and they get like their capsule collection on Amazon. Every episode, the winner gets their look made and sold on Amazon.
So like right away.
Yeah, like right away when the episode.
They try to go into production. Well, I suppose the show is.
Well, the show was filmed
back.
And so when
they can ramp it up and have it all ready to go. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Wow.
So anyway, last year, there's like all this like little vignettes with Tim and Heidi, and it was all about Heidi's boobs. And this year, guess what? It's almost exactly like Project Runway. And it's so much better. So I'm hoping that
it's not a stick with what works, right?
Stick with what works because the other nonsense was nonsense. And this year they're just in LA because of COVID. They're just in LA and they're like in a bubble. So I hope I'll continue watching. We watched the first few episodes and it was pretty good. So we'll take it. And then I know you're not watching Formula One, but I watch Formula One.
I know, and I try to keep an eye on it. I know who Lewis Hamilton is now. now, and I mean, I try to watch that.
I hope everybody knows who Lewis Hamilton is. Anyway, so 2 races ago, there was a crash where Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton got into it, and this happens quite a lot.
So they're rubbing paint.
They don't rub paint. They rub tires. And so
Lewis, they're out about 5 feet on the side. That's right.
Yeah. Right. So Lewis and Max were racing really hard, and Max was in front of Lewis, and Lewis was holding his line, but he was trying to get around Max. And eventually Lewis went down inside, and they did touch, and Max got pushed off the track, and Lewis continued on, and he actually got a really good finish and got points. And after all was said and done, the stewards were looking at the incident, because they do that during the race, and they decided that Lewis got a 10-second penalty. Now, this is not what would you say, inconsequential penalty, because there's 5-second penalty, 10-second penalty, 15-second penalty.
So it was almost to the flagrant end, like on a basketball thing. It wasn't just a minor thing, a loose ball foul. They actually upgraded at one point. And I mean, did you watch the race? Did you think he was the answer?
No. At the end of the day, they said it was about 60-40 Lewis. I would just call it a racing incident. I wouldn't even. But
they're racing.
Yeah, they're racing. Let them race. But after the whole thing, Red Bull just kept like getting on it, and like Red Bull was all butthurt to the point where they wanted to get lawyers involved and have it like adjudicated. It's like wait a minute. That's why we have stewards.
Next race, put it out on the course. Yeah, come on, leave it for the field.
Yeah, and that's why we have referees in basketball and on the field for football.
Get corporate out of it. You can't have the tail wag the dog. That's what we can't do.
Right. So it's like we can't have sports where they go to court because you don't like the outcome. It's like change the rules then. I mean, it was a racing incident. Most people thought it was, if Lewis was at fault, it was 60-40. Because Max was driving aggressive. Max always drives aggressive. You're in Formula 1. There's a lot of money at stake. Everybody drives aggressive. So that irritated me that, it doesn't make the sport better, in other words. So have you ever been to Lambeau Field?
Oh, yes. I've been there many years, many times. I've never done the tour. I've got to walk around in it when it was open, like on family night and stuff like that. But
So we did take the tour. That was really cool. I definitely recommend it. They had training camp going on.
How long was it?
The tour was 2 hours. So.
Wow.
Yeah,
we took they have a brat halfway through or anything like that? Or?
No. I don't eat brats. Give me a break. So anyway.
Veggie brat.
Veggie brats are actually very good.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, look at Dave. He's like, I want a real brat.
I just slipped one in on me. I probably wouldn't even notice.
A real brat? I would definitely know a real brat.
No. I mean, if you did a veggies, because I go to Meatsfeld's. Yeah, I go to Meatsfeld's. We get I get a Euro brat. I get the barbecue chicken ones. I get the, onion and cheese. You know what I mean? It's like if it's encased and it crunches, and it's grilled, I'll eat it probably.
Okay, cool. We'll put a little bit of sauerkraut on it and a pretzel bun and call it a day. Anyway, the tour was really cool. I highly recommend it. We had a group of about 29 people. Four of us were wearing masks. My husband and I. And
you were a super spreader event.
Yeah, well, I'm worried because now I got another week before I but I mean, I'm sure we're fine because I actually wear a double mask with a filter anyway.
Sure.
But I highly recommend it. It was disappointing, and I don't even know if I want to say disappointing, but the Hall of Fame was not. I thought we'd spend more time there, and it's like. It was nice. It's a museum-ish thing, and there were some cool things there. Pro Shop is really cool. But I highly recommend anybody who wants to Lambeau and take a tour. Do the big tour. It's fun. Our tour guide was awesome.
Did you get to run on the field and try to do a Lambeau leap or anything?
They do not let you on the field. You cannot touch the field. You cannot. You cannot put a toe on the field. You cannot put a finger on the field. You cannot smell the field.
The grass or something, or you know what I mean, or just
I know. But yeah, it is super cool. And go ahead and do it if you want to. So then, you watch a bunch of stuff. I know you're watching Wynonna Earp, right?
Right, it's its final season, 4 seasons. So again, you got 4 years if you want to go watch that. So it's fun. A lot of good pop culture is thrown around in the show, which is great. And they tied up things real nice. They knew they were coming to an end. A season ago they thought they were going to keep going, and then all of a sudden, it just, because of COVID, things got shut down. Money dried up.
A lot of productions.
Yeah, they actually had to get like a GoFundMe from another company to finish it and everything. So, but they certainly left. There's a lot of things open. So again, like anything, we know that sometimes somebody comes up with the money and a show starts coming back. We know that can happen. But no, it's a fun show. It really is. But one of the things that really kind of hit me, I'm like watching it, and all of a sudden out of the corner of my eye, and I actually had to rewind it. It said COVID safety coordinator in the credits.
Oh, wow.
As you're going down the credits, I said, COVID, what? And I'm like, well, yeah, well, why?
Stay 6 feet apart. Wear your mask.
Somebody out there, there'd be no smoking in the bunker.
No,
you gotta have a Nazi out there somewhere. Right.
Oh my goodness.
COVID safety Nazi.
That's funny. All right, so you were watching some other stuff.
Netherbeast Inc. was actually a vampire story.
David Vampires and Zombies.
Yeah, but it had Robert Wagner as President Garfield, who was a vampire as well.
Okay.
I'm spoiling it. Judd Nelson, Daryl Hammond, Dave Foley, Jason from Jay and Silent
Dave
Bob.
Foley's amazing. He's so much fun.
From
Kids in the Hall. They're bringing back Kids in the Hall, by the way.
Yes. Again, lightning in a bottle. How do you bring that back? One of the greatest, to me, it's one of the funniest skits, and I don't know that I can ever do it right enough that other people think it's funny. But they were having that crush you had. But they were having the terrible soup, and it was so used to eating the soup. It's awful. A terrible soup. Terrible soup. That's a terrible soup. Awful. Great. And then when he's all done, it's like, are you done? So yes. And I said, is that for the evening? Oh, we're gonna go see a pathetic play now.
Right.
It's just like this, So, and I don't know. It's Monty Python Canadian style. You know what I mean?
It really is. And anybody who's hearing some rustling in the background, Lights is actually making all sorts of noise right over there. So.
There you go. Sounds like scritching in the box.
No, the box is over there.
So the rest of the movie, the fun part about it is that they've been around forever. They're living in a hotel, all of them, and they're in telecommunications since the beginning, the telegraph and the phone, because they've been around for so long, and they all bought Ma Bell at like a dime a share, so they're all rich. They're
all millionaires.
They're all vampires. They can't do anything with the money because they're try to stay together in their group and all that.
And you can only spend money during the day, not at night. If you're going to spend money at night, you got to be on the internet.
Hard to do that, yes. Thank goodness for Amazon now.
Right.
And then what's kind of weird, what they gave me was another one to look after it, was Max Reload and the Nether Blasters. So they both had Netherbeast, Nether Blasters in it.
Okay.
And Kevin Smith.
You went down a rabbit hole here.
Right. Kevin Smith, who was part of Jay and Silent Bob, who was in the one before. And Will Wheaton was in it narrating. Martin Kove, who was the original Cobra Kai Karate Kid OG. And then a guy that I know, Greg Grunberg, he actually showed up in Star Wars lately, but I knew him from Lost back in the day, or Heroes too. I think Heroes is where I really knew him. Remember that show, Heroes, where everybody was
Yeah.
Enjoyed that show. But that one, I don't know, it was trying to be kitschy. When you try to pay homage and be kitschy, and you end up not being kitschy, you end up being a B movie.
A little weird.
Yeah, it's like kitschy is not two minuses don't equal a positive.
In other words, they did not hit the mark.
Yeah, they tried, and you think with Kevin Smith, I don't know though. He's kind of like he's art films, and either hit or not. Really, I guess so. Check out
Dogma was good. Clerks, Mallrats.
Right. So Netherbeast worth checking out if you got a little time. It's kind of a weird little movie, fun enough, lots of people popping up. But yeah, not so much.
But no nether blasters because it's in the nether regions.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So
I've also watched a bunch of Olympics. You had said one time you're not really big on Olympics, huh?
I used to watch the Olympics all the time, and then the pros came in, and I kind of started, and then the coverage has been bizarro, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 hours a day, I think,
Yeah, and I think,
I do enjoy watching because there are some unique things that happen, and they do a good job with the backstories. Cool. Yeah, women's fencing. We won our first fencing gold ever, and it was by a woman, which is fantastic. Watch some water polo, watch some badminton. Oh my gosh, that stuff get hot and heady, just like table tennis does. It's just and table tennis. Again, it's so funny how they get down on that, look at the ball like they're talking to it, like, go over the net. You go over the net, spin while going over,
Yes, because when they talk to it actually listens.
It works better, yes. Or they yelling at it. You go through the glue factory, You'll be eyes on a puppet if you don't. Cut it in half, yeah. And then handball, which was a great sport. I want to know more about that. It was like, I don't know, soccer, basketball combined. It was kind of weird, They were throwing it, passing it, running with it. I don't know. But a nice physical game as well.
Cool.
In the Olympic cycling, what happened is, and I think it was a woman from Germany, comes through the line and she's got her arms up and she's going, yeah, I won gold, gets off her bike more or less and is walking around, and there's another girl there that was already there.
And she won the gold. So.
This girl from Austria had actually gone ahead with this pack, and this woman has only been doing it, I think, for like 10 years. I mean, she got into it late. She's not like been cycling my whole life, you know what I mean? She just kind of got into it as of late, and she was up with the big group, and then all of a sudden she just went ahead of the big group in one time, and they forgot about her.
So she's like off in the distance, and they're like,
yeah, she's down. She's already got her espresso. She's already posing with her Wheaties box because getting her nails done. Oh, hi. You finally crossed. Oh, good for you.
Isn't that special? Bless your heart.
Yeah, silver is over that way, hon. So that was fun. And then these two guys, they showed them, they bumped and fell down on the track and picked each other up and finished out the race. And turns out they've known each other for about 10 years. They've trained together. Whenever there's an event, they get back to training with each other for the last 10 years. Well, they were both also in the high jump. And the high jump came to where both of them missed the one. And they were going to say, well, we're going to have a high jump off. All right. Until someone, loses.
Is there such a thing as a high jump off?
Yes, exactly. There is. So the guy looked at the ref and just said, can we just both have gold? And the ref was kind of like, well, sure, if you want it that way. And the other guy was, and his buddy was like, oh, he looks at his buddy and go, all right. They just, go erupt. So now these two guys that have been struggling, they both had injuries like in the last 10 years too. They had to heal from. The one guy had his cast that had 2020 on it. He had to cross out the 0 and put 2021. I think he had his cast with him from, race that, he was going to come back. So that's a great story. Then there was a woman, Kaylee McEwen, who won the gold in the backstroke, and she was just all excited. The woman had the microphone. She goes, anything you want to tell your friends and family back home? What would you say? She goes, fuck yeah! Oh shit! Woo! I got them all in, But I just like that. Oh shit! Ooh. Yeah. Perfect. I think she rehearsed it. It was so well done.
Sounds super entertaining.
And then the same things. There's tragedies of like a Canadian diver just got the yips, just like Simone Biles. We'll talk about a little bit in a little bit. Who just got up to the edge and didn't think she could perform and just more or less jumped in the water. got a 0, but she said, I'm coming back. No worries. This happens. Just stuff happens.
It does. Yeah.
And I don't think, that happens all the time. We wouldn't have saw it if it wasn't about one of our people or, back in the day. But with all the coverage, now you see this. And with the mental health issues, they're bringing it to the forefront as well.
Yeah,
it's not being swept, underneath, which is great.
That's super cool. Yeah. So normally we would do some bubbles and I would do my internet adventures graphic. So bubbles, internet adventures. So Dave, have you ever been rickrolled?
Hell yeah. 20 years ago, man, when it first came around, it was hilarious. I loved it.
Well, Rick
never want to take you in.
Oh my God, Dave's singing again. So anyway, 1 billion views on that song.
Yeah, beating Gangnam Style now,
Yeah. I mean, come on. And so, So
it's great that the world has to love doing that to each other. It's not just it's not a US thing. It's not a, UK thing. It's the world has loved doing this to each other for the last 20 years.
Yeah. And the funny thing is too, that I'm on Reddit. And there was a Reddit thread, and Rick Astley showed up, and somebody actually rickrolled Rick Astley in a Rick Astley thread on Reddit. So, and he didn't expect it. He was like, yeah, it's kind of cool. So he's a really nice guy, so we'll give him that. So I know you read the story too about Scarlett Johansson.
ScarJo versus Disney. I love ScarJo. I really do. She's married to Colin from Saturday Night Live. You know what I mean?
Yes, Colin Jost.
Colin Jost. They just so that's another one of those Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds things. I hope continues to stay on, and new Hollywood couple or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Well, again, what happened is that Disney released her movie Black Widow at the same time on streaming as on the box office, which she was told
on
wasn't
Disney
going to happen.
Yeah,
right.
Disney Plus. Yep.
Right.
I had to pay $30 to see it. So.
30? Is that how much it is?
Yeah, but the thing is that a movie ticket is $15. So two people going to see a movie is going to be $30 anyway. And the popcorn's cheaper.
But it should be cheaper because you're not doing that. But they're going to have to get more expensive because you're not going into the theater. And the extra money should go to the theaters for you not going there. It should be subsidized.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Taking away from the, they're stealing our jobs at the movie theater.
Jibs.
That's right. So anyways, that wasn't supposed to happen. She was supposed to get theatrical release, which means more money for her.
Yeah, she gets a cut of the box office.
Right. And she gets less on streaming. Well, if you do it the same day, they didn't even wait a week, which they probably could have stuck it in if they waited a week.
Well, and with Fast and Furious, I believe Fast and Furious 9, the latest one, they had to wait 30 days before it went to streaming.
Well, there you go. See right there, but here's the thing. Okay, when Disney comes back and says there's no merit whatsoever to this filing, the lawsuit is especially sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Wait a minute. She's
let's use virtue signaling in COVID-19.
She's saying you didn't stick to your deal, your contract, and you say COVID-19. Well, that just tells me you're wrong. You're trying to do hey, look over here. Don't look in this hand, but look over here.
Yeah, and the thing is, she's not the only one. There's other lawsuits going on about this stuff and about the way the contracts are written. And a contract's a contract, and they have lawyers on both sides going over these with a fine-tooth comb.
So and this is not a small thing to do. This is something that they know to do. This is like line one. Where does my money come from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Disney has fully complied with Mrs. Johansson's contract, and furthermore, the release of Black Widow on Disney Premier Access significantly enhanced her ability to earn additional compensation on top of the $20 million she received to date. So now you have to tell us how much money she got, so we all don't feel bad for her. Oh yeah, you got enough already, honey. Well, you mean Disney didn't get enough already?
But the thing is movie house or places like Disney and MGM and all those. They are notorious for hiding the profits to movies.
Right.
Because of these exact type of deals. So they'll hide whatever they can. So
administrative fees. That thing is always
it's always the marketing. They put it into
marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah.
So Bubbles, is this critical? So I don't know if you saw the news. Joseph Mensah. That's the former Wauwatosa cop who shot 3 people in the last 5 years. Well, in the Jay Anderson case, a John Doe judge has found probable cause. Yeah. So a special prosecutor's been appointed. He has not been charged. There's some people saying he's been charged. He has not been charged.
No.
Special prosecutor will decide whether he will be charged. So
they're looking into it. That's all they're looking into it. And that's, again, unfortunately, there's going to be people that only if he's guilty they'll be satisfied. So
and the thing is because they did do this and the family initiated this. So the case should be probably whatever way it goes. That's the way it's going to go. So I don't know. That's kind of how I feel. And then we also have the former police chief Alfonso Morales got his settlement.
You got the check.
He's gonna get the check. So he's got his $500,000, and then the lawyers get $167,000. He was a finalist for the Sun Prairie chief position, which he did not get. He is currently a finalist for the Fitch position, which I don't know whether that's been settled or not because I didn't look it up. Been too busy messing with computers. I guess we'll kind of watch this space. Do we really care anymore?
No. I've enjoyed this tripping over. I mean, that committee, the fire and police chief committee, just what a bunch of just wrong people are there.
Oh my God, they're so corrupt.
It's just wrong. They just don't know what they're doing at all. There's no correct direction. I've lost total faith. If you had to have one of those things where your vote of confidence in that committee, I would say you save money on there and give it to the cops.
Yeah.
All right. Well, also critical again. You got to throw in something with the president, and also fuck around.
No, he's not a president anymore.
Former president thinks he's president.
He was never my president.
When talking about transgender people in the Olympics, he can more or less said he'd like to get a bunch of them together for a team. Those so-called women, and he even said, well, what if LeBron James ever decided to get an operation? How would he be on the court? How would he?
That's likely to happen.
Which brings us to Laurel Hubbard, who, again, from New Zealand. She made history becoming the first openly transgender athlete to compete at the Olympics. All right. They are looking to do some rule changes. The rules in place now with the testosterone levels is antiquated and really doesn't work.
It doesn't work, and it's not
right
accurate.
Correct. So they are going to be looking at how to address this situation. We'll have to see how they do, and they also are going to may even let each sport decide. So it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out, I guess.
Because
it's still going to be a small percent. Like that Blade Runner wanted to go in the Olympics, and they thought his blades helped him. You got a Paralympian, and
you can't do the Olympics. You only do the Paralympics because you have an advantage.
Right. So go cut your legs off then and go get yourself a pair of these then.
I see lots of people doing that. Well, and with the transgender stuff, people think that because of a man transitions to a woman, they're going to have an advantage, and that isn't necessarily so. And the science shows that isn't so. And let's face it. This is what we have now. This is how the world is. We have transgender. We need to accept them. What the rules are going forward is like how far.
But you got to get this in, or no one's going to change the rules. You got to have somebody go in there and be the first one to go in there and rustle the feathers and all that. Before that happens. Even one woman from Belgium said, the principle of inclusion should not be at the expense of others. And this is true as well. As we all know,
true,
Spock said, logic clearly dictates that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or as Captain Kirk answered.
But who goes by logic anymore? But with the transgender community at large, I'm glad they're getting recognized. I'm glad they're able to compete. Let's hope this goes forward in a positive way for everybody.
Right, let's not screw it up, Olympic. you know.
So Simone Biles pulled out of her competition, citing mental and physical issues, and there were a lot of people who were down on her. There were a lot of people who also supported her, but there were people who were down on her because you shouldn't take one for the team. It's like, what?
Yeah, push through the pain. Listen, this woman's done this enough that we don't have to. Her integrity is not in question here. You know what I mean?
No. Her talent,
her commitment to the sport, to the community at large, you know, for her craft, you know, go away, haters. You know what I mean? You know, if you don't think you're going to be able to do it correctly, then you should let somebody else come in. And that blind girl came in and I think she got a gold on the balance or the horse or something like that. The backup, you know, so, you know, it's nice. Someone got a chance. A door closes, another one opens kind of thing, you know? I mean, even the shot putter, she did the X over there, over her head, which, you know, there's still going to be some sanctifying that's going to go on with that, but they decided to hold that off because her grandma died actually in the last day or so. So the woman who but she's LGBTQ, right?
Yes, very good.
And so she was doing the X for nobody being excluded. That's what she was trying to say, everybody being included. But but again, you have to understand that as much as, you know, we talk about this a little bit, you know, the guy kneeling on the Kaepernick on the sidelines, that's what broke all this kind of stuff open. Jesse Owens.
And let's just remind everybody that Kaepernick kneeled on the sidelines on the advice of a veteran who told him to do that rather than not be on the field for the anthem.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But we also, I mean, Jesse Owens with his fist up. I mean, we've had this stuff here before, but the whole thing is what they're trying to get at and this is the community itself, the Olympians. Their thought, from what I'm gathering, is more, listen, go ahead and do all that stuff on the sidelines, kneel, talk. The microphone's going to be in your face. If you want a medal, you're going to have plenty of time to talk. Don't do it on the podium. You know, this is our moment. This is just the one time that you just get your medal. You know, you can do all the talking you want after, because enough people are going to ask you your opinion of stuff if you got a medal, you know.
Well, you know, but the other thing is that's their platform, and that's their, you know, moment in the sun, and that's when all the cameras are on them. And
exactly. So as much as I can say that, this is what I understand. Again, it's not how the message is displayed that people ever like. It's how the message itself. All right.
Yeah, it's always the message because it makes people uncomfortable. And protest is
when you break up with someone, you ghost them. They say, "Well, I don't know why you didn't just call me and, you know, and talk it out and be nice and then, you know, end it that way." If you call and talk to them, then they call and they end it. They say, "Why did you bother calling and talk to me and everything? Why didn't you just end it over the phone? Just quit talking to me. Just go away." You know, it's not about how they did it. It's about the message itself. They don't want to see the message. No, you know,
nobody wants to
I want it somewhere where I don't have to see it. Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to. And even someone was like with the basketball and the BLM, you know, shirts. I go, they're not wearing them during the game. I said, nobody's shouting Black Lives Matter during the game.
Actually, going back to Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton wore, I believe he wore the Breonna Taylor shirt on one of the podiums, and you know, Formula One has very specific rules, but at the time there was not a rule against that. And this either last weekend or the week before, one of the other drivers wore like a pride shirt for LGBTQ awareness, and I believe he was, you know, he got some. He wasn't like sanctioned or anything. It was just he did get a talking to, you know, like a warning. So yeah. Exactly. But you know, I think it's something that sport has to address because there are people who are going to want to have their voice heard, and this is a good platform for that. It's just how to do it appropriately.
Well, but again, at the same time, you know, again, you can't let somebody do it, because if you let someone do it, the next guy is going to have to do it better and better, which is you know, which to me is the gender reveal theory of escalation.
I don't know if that's
true. You know,
true.
you go from just like it's a boy, you know, to blowing up cars to make blue or pink now and people dying. So if you let somebody
let's all agree right now that gender reveal parties are a joke. So thank you. As somebody who had my child and didn't even know what gender she was before she came out,
Nope, didn't know 3 of them.
Because we didn't know back then, and nobody told us.
Good, but it's like there's not many surprises in this world.
Right,
I want one.
So anyway, speaking of gender, Pink has offered to pay the fine for Norway's women's handball team because they got fined for wearing shorts rather than the official bikini bottoms. Oh my God!
I don't understand that. And unless it makes you a better player, then it shouldn't have to worry about what you're wearing.
Yeah. I mean seriously. They just looked like they were athletic. I mean, do they really need their buns hanging out? I mean, seriously.
I mean, there's nothing to those volleyball uniforms that the women wear. Nothing to those.
Well, no, this was handball, not volleyball.
I know, I understand, but I'm just saying, there's another place. Yeah. So, but yeah, even the Germans during the floor exercise and the gymnastics were unitard, full body. So
they didn't get sanctioned.
No. But they, it's kind of like they, made a point. We don't need to wear these things.
So yeah.
And I was kind of was kind of funny during the ceremony. They trot everybody out. Each country comes through, and usually they talk a little bit about what their country is known for. Well, the Asians didn't really do the right wordings here, because the guy on the network starts saying, for Ukraine, hey, home of the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster.
So what was this?
It was called the BMC network, and it's their Asian network or something like that.
Okay, so Chernobyl is what Ukraine is known for.
It's the Turner of over there.
Okay.
For Haiti, they said unstable political situation due to assassination of president.
Not the Onion.
Right. This stuff is right out of the Onion. Norway, they had a picture of a salmon, just like, and Italy, of course, a pizza then. And if you're going to do Romania, well, you got to have Nosferatu. You got to have Dracula, which comes back around to my Netherbeast show. And then, and they also said the Marshall Islands was a nuclear test site for the United States. But isn't that where Bikini Bottom is? And isn't that where SpongeBob is?
The Bikini Atoll? Yeah, maybe.
It's in that area, isn't it?
Okay.
Now you understand why there's a talking starfish.
Now we know.
Now we know.
So there. Yeah, no, that's crazy sauce. I mean,
so they must have just gone to Google.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Romania. Legends of Dracula. Dracula.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Well, what's not hilarious though? Mask mandates, are they going to come back? Because now you have a recommendation to wear masks indoors at the state fair. We have the recommendation.
County buildings, city buildings.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, city buildings and stuff. All Dane County and city employees need to be vaccinated. A lot of the healthcare places are requiring that their employees be vaccinated, and there's another thing with some nurse who's doing like a petition doesn't want to get vaccinated. It's like, you know what, baby? You work in the healthcare industry around other sick people. You have to get a bunch of other vaccines anyway. What difference does getting COVID make?
It just does. And even I was talking to my dad about this, is just because it hasn't been fully approved, people are using that as their excuse.
But it has been. The thing is the Pfizer vaccine is going to come off emergency use and go to full approval.
But
in September.
But it isn't now.
It isn't right this minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what they're using, because I don't have to get my chip now, and it's not going to change my DNA. And
I get better 5G. Did you get your better 5G?
That's true, I do. But only when I have my phone and where I got my shot in that hand. Oh my gosh!
Isn't that amazing? Oh, my 5G is so much better now.
Only in this hand.
Yeah.
This arm.
There we go. So anyway, everybody wear your mask, distance. If you haven't been vaccinated, please do so. And if you get vaccinated at the state fair, you get a cream puff.
God, they're giving away everything. You get $100, Buck tickets, Packer tickets. This just really sucks.
I know. We got early.
Too early. I didn't get nothing.
We missed out on all the swag.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is also the place where we would go MoKE Moment, and Dave would have his bubbles, and we would do some. What you doing over there, Dave?
My bubbles.
Oh, Dave's doing his own bubbles. All right, Dave, go. MoKE moment.
All right, MoKE moment. Well, you like when we talk about Tenants, so we're going to talk about Tenants.
That is actually one of my favorite things. That was in the 50s. I said that was one of my favorite things when you talk about people.
So we get our little service requests. This one was for a light bulb.
That's a difficult maintenance request.
It's one of those
You should have
weird
just been happy
ones.
about that.
It's one of those weird ones. Maybe you could just change
Do you
out
have
the
one
light.
that isn't a weird one?
But then maybe you could just change the light. Okay, wait a minute. Because you have a burned out light bulb, you want a new light. And of course,
light
what they mean is
rather than a
they want a whole new light. Just give me a new light instead of a bulb. I'm like the old service manager, maintenance manager would give me the light bulbs, but so I don't know where to get them. Okay, so do you know what kind of light bulb she's talking about?
Those little cute little ones.
Candelabras, they're called. Yeah, with the small socket, right? So
I don't know where to get those either. I don't have an Ace Hardware, a Home Depot, or a Menards.
They're at Walmart. They're at Walmart. You don't need
you
to
expect me to go to Walmart.
Pick and Save. I'll bet they're even at Pick and Save.
They are at Pick and Save. I used to do resets at Pick and Save. They are at Pick and Save.
There you go. See, anywhere you go, dollar store probably has them.
Probably.
Find a place that has a light bulb that does not have it. Please tell me. And then, so I guess, so here I wanted to just, give her the speech, the last maintenance guy gave you a light. So have you ever heard of give a man a fish, he eats for a day, teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime,
You taught her to fish.
I gave her the light bulb. I said, there at Walmart, anywhere you go, just bring it in with you next time. Just bring it in with you, So then you can match it up, Oh, okay. So there we go.
She's going to call you again. Just so you know.
To be something else, which will probably be this lady who says, my AC doesn't go to the back bedroom and get it cold, 2-bedroom apartment with an AC in the front room, and then the stove, like everything tilts on it. So I have to push something under my pans to keep them flat. And my toilet seat's loose. So can I have a new air conditioning stove and toilet seat? Can I have a new?
Sure. Why not?
Just wants new. Yeah. Well, of course. You know the reason why she wants new? She's talking to somebody downstairs. We got a new air conditioner. Coffee clutch in it. Coffee. Ooh, you got to really, and the way the woman downstairs, again.
I got a new AC. Didn't you get a new AC?
Yeah, and I have to wear a parka in my house now. It's so cold. I started a fire because the air conditioning was so cold.
I started a fire on my stove because the
AC was just blowing me out. I couldn't do. I mean, that's the way she's explaining it to the woman, I'm sure. And of course, your bottom apartment, that's different than the top apartment with your blinds open, ma'am. I'm like, every little bit helps.
Yeah, we got the windows on, we got all the lights on, and my AC doesn't work.
I looked in her, at least her fan was going on a little bit. The ceiling fan was actually moving. So that I was happy with. And then I did, so then the stove, actually the coils were broken, the little black thing in the metal thing that holds, the burners that holds them in space, they were busted up. So I got her some new ones of those. So she did have a thing there, but I fixed the old one, not giving you a new one, and then the last thing, the toilet.
You didn't buy a new several $100 stove when you
no,
not
$14.95
coils.
I need her to spill on it a little more first, make it a little more dirty. And then maybe. When are you moving out? I think that's when.
Did you replace her toilet?
Okay, so now going back to the teach a man a fish, right? You give a man a fish. I brought her into the bathroom with me, this lady. I said, here, let me show you. Let me show you how this works.
Dave's going to show it. Are you going to mansplain, Dave?
Yeah. You pop this little thing here. You just turn this. Just make sure the nut under here is held while you're turning it. And you can use a screwdriver or even a butter knife. So I didn't want to hear, what if I don't have a screwdriver?
You're getting the fancy tools out now. Butter knife.
I didn't want to hear, what if you don't have a screwdriver? Butter knife will work. Okay. So there you go. All tightened
just
up.
so you know, Dave's a maintenance man. He's got those fancy butter knife tools.
Yeah. I can use anything in a pinch, right? You know.
They actually like
a flathead screwdriver is so many different things when you need it to be.
It is. They like me at my apartment because we do everything. Like I change my light bulbs.
You don't want the guy coming in.
I don't want the guy coming in.
I don't want the guy coming in.
I don't want the guy coming in. It's like something's not right. We go get a part. We fix it. Oh, there's an O-ring in the plumbing. Oh, we can undo that. Put an O-ring in.
Right. Video, man. Just watch a video of it.
YouTube is great for this stuff, everybody. YouTube is primo.
All right. The last thing was, you know how I am with recycling. I'm a little bit of a Nazi.
Dave's recycling Nazi.
Yeah. So, looked in the recycles once, and there's a bag in there with stuff, and you're not supposed to throw away garbage bags. That's not plastic bags from the store, the little sacks they give you. You got to recycle those at Walmart, bring them back, whatever. But even the garbage bags, you used to put clear garbage bags so they knew it was recycling. Now you're not even supposed to put a bag. All right. Okay. No bags, no plastic bags. So I saw one in there.
PSA, no plastic bags in your recycling. All right, Dave, we're done.
All right. Yeah. All right. So I ripped it open and found somebody who had mixed it. Garbage, and
it's no longer recycling at that point.
Yeah, right. And of course I looked long enough till I found a name on an envelope. So I text the people, "Hello, this is Dave, the maintenance guy. We checked the recycling bin for people not following the instructions. You had a garbage bag in the recycling that had garbage in it, lettuce, eggshells, coffee grounds, diapers. Those do not belong in the recycling bin. I'm sending the pictures along with the evidence so that I know it was you, and also
Detective Dave has evidence.
And also the directions that are clearly marked on the front of the bin. That way you can make sure you separate them next time." So I gave her the little snapshot that's on the on the thing, saying not to do that, right?
There you go.
Stuff you can do. But yeah, lettuce, diapers, and everything like that. If you feel it's not worthy of your time doing it correctly, please throw it all in the regular garbage. Don't put garbage in recycling. "Okay, sorry, I didn't take the garbage out. I'll tell my kid." Okay, now wait a minute.
Blame it on the kid.
The kid mixed all the garbage. The kid mixed up. He did the mixing, right? So he put.
He did the mixing himself.
All that. He cleans your whole house.
He's a garbage mixologist.
Exactly. Okay, so now you're blaming your kid. Okay, so I come back. Yes, but everybody's using the same garbage can at home, and cans and garbage are in the same thing. You need to have two separate bags. Please, recycling is something we all want to contribute to. So I was trying to do one of those, the more you know. Try to be that asshole of a Dave. It's something we all want to contribute to, right?
That's right.
So then I get okay, all right, from her. 15 minutes go by, I hear a chime. I'm like, what's okay, let's see who's this. "You done?" So, oh my gosh, talk about a shot over the bow. This is a tit for tat. This is a poke.
Now Dave's in.
Someone just put a ball up on a tee for me and handed me a club. And said, "Go whack this thing," and so, oh my gosh, I wanted to go, well, unless you want to blame your child on your inability to follow directions again on something else, then no, we're okay. Or unless you put more recycling in the garbage and don't follow any more policy that we have, yes, we'll talk more. But no, for now I am done. As long as you're not blaming your kid on something else.
You didn't fire back at her.
No, I didn't, because you and I both know it bugs him more that I didn't respond to him now.
Dave's doing the gamer theory where if you don't play the game, you've ended the game.
You've ended the game. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You think it's the last one who talks, but it isn't.
That's right. Look who made an appearance.
Lido.
Hi, Lido.
So that's my latest fun with my tenants there.
That's awesome. That's always fun. So we have happenings. And we have bubbles. Okay, so downtown we have Busker Fest, August 5th and 6th. This is running simultaneously with the USA Triathlon Weekend. So this is the first annual Busker Fest. Do you know what a busker is?
It's funny. The American Idol last year had a guy, and he said I was busking, and I had to actually look up that word because I hadn't heard that word before.
Yeah, so these are the guys who like play like violins and guitars and drums and like subways and street corners and stuff.
You got the guitar case open.
Yeah,
you got the that's all it is.
They got the hat out. You know,
got the hat out.
Yeah. So you're gonna be able to run around downtown legally. They're able to busk and
they said there's gonna be like 60 different locations that they're gonna have music.
I think that's pretty cool. Oh, there he goes. He's gonna lay down. And then of course we have Summerfest going on. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
And the State Fair just opened up.
Yeah.
Today's the opening day.
Yep. And then we have Doors Open is back. So we're a little early with this. I just want to give everybody a heads up. By the end of August, we're going to have the venues for Doors Open. It is going to be in person this year. We don't know whether they're going to do the masking and things like that. What the rules are going to be, but they're also going to have virtual events. So keep your eyes open for Doors Open. And then you want to talk about State Fair a little bit, right?
Or no, I just want to say there's all kinds of music. We had State Fair, where there's music there. Billy Idol, who actually I saw there.
Oh my God, I saw that. I thought, how old is Billy Idol now?
I saw him back when I was 80 or 82, somewhere around there.
When you were 80 years old?
No, in 1980 or 82. When I graduated, it was like that year, like a year or something like that. Me and my buddy came down here and watched it. My ears rang for 3 days. It never had happened in a concert like that before in my life. 3 days my ears rang. But so that
means you have hearing damage. You do realize
that. Yeah. Brain damage as well. Just goes with it.
Well, that was from sniffing.
But
we won't talk about
my
that.
Motley Crue on tonight. I saw them at Riverside. Actually, which is kind of weird to see Motley Crue at Riverside, but it was like the first show after Tommy got out of jail for his domestic stuff with Pamela.
Okay.
I think it was a Pamela one. And so they were like just, ready to rock and roll. And he had this circle in the back. Usually if you have big concerts with him, he actually has a rail system that takes his drum set and goes over the top of you as he's playing.
Oh, so that's super cool.
He'll be playing above the crowd. He did it at Alpine Valley. I saw a clip of it one time, but I wasn't at that show. But this one he had a circle. And while he was doing the song, it just went around in this little circle the whole time, like a Ferris wheel or roller coaster kind of
amusement
thing.
Park ride.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody can see that. I've got Mr. Snuggles now. Laito's alter ego.
That was a good show. It was at the Riverside, and we were like 20 rows up, so it was pretty intimate for us. And
that's super cool.
Yeah, that was a good show.
All right, I got Mr. Snuggles, so I gotta read my pearls of wisdom. All right, Mr. Snuggles, you go this way. Now it's just Laito. Anyway, our pearls of wisdom comes from Lawrence J. Peter, Peter Principal. Sometimes I wonder whether the world is being run by smart people who are putting us on, or imbeciles who really mean it. So that is my fuck Ron Johnson moment because
Ron Johnson.
He's an imbecile who really means it.
They got him on hot mic talking about how the FBI knew about the insurrection beforehand.
Yeah, but it never happened. It was just a bunch of tourists.
Yeah, what insurrection?
That was just a bunch of
denying happened? The one that you deny happened.
Right? It's like crazy. So anyway, we'd like to thank our viewers and listeners who put up with all of our nonsense.
JT, if you're listening, Andrew Toyota.
Yes.
Marianne.
Yeah, my coworker Lisa and any other coworkers. Our friend Pat and Alex. If anybody who's stumbled across us randomly, if you tell two people, they'll tell two people, and they'll tell two people.
Yeah, just say something. It's not really my style, but I think it could be yours. At least give them a shot. Let them find out.
There's these two weird people. They just talk about crap on the internet. Just like everybody else.
What do you make? Entertainment.
Exactly. So anyway, if you like what you're hearing and you tell these two people, we can become internet famous because that's our complete goal. along with Lito, who also wants to be internet famous. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, which we don't have any lower thirds because, like I said, we're raw today. Hip.or.critical. You can give
me commando.
I'm not going commando. Hopefully Dave's not either. Anyway, visit our Facebook page. You've got MoKeMilwaukee.com or MoKe Milwaukee, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And then just keep tuning in every week. That's pretty much it. So Dave.
All right.
Yeah. We got another one in the can.
It was a good show for you folks.
Yep. We love you. Things are going to be improving all the time now that I've got my massive
go see music. Go see music.
Go see music. But be safe. Wear your mask.
Safe.
Get vaccinated. We love you, Milwaukee.